Here we go, we're just going on a hike hunt for the weekend. Getting an early start here, do the first part of the walk in the dark, the headlamps. Came across this wallow walking in, no recent sign, mainly because of the rain, but just shows they've been active in the area. As we got closer to our camp, the deer sign increased a fair bit and got a bit fresher, so we went down onto the flats, and yeah, we end up bumping into a couple of deer that you'll see in this next clip. And I played around with them for a little bit with just some little young deer noises that I've heard. Just was interesting to watch, see how they reacted to it. They certainly weren't worried about me at all. I wasn't trying to hide in cover at all, and basically just walked straight to them. Under 100 metres. I'll leave them alone now, I think. It's been raining nearly all the way in, and it hasn't stopped. I'm drowned. One wet boot, a wet ass, a wet leg. But anyway, we're in here now, and the deer seem to be pretty quiet. So we should have a good hunt once this rain nicks off. They should be out everywhere. Hopefully it nicks off for the arvo hunt. I'm going to set up this tarp, get a bit drier, I think. That's a 338 Lapua smoke. Ha! We've just waited for the rain to steady off, and we were just saying how quiet the deer were. Just walked through this flat here, heap of sign, and we're fairly marching actually, weren't we? We probably should have been going a bit quieter.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mark's just gone, stag. And we've pulled up and he goes, it's a good one, it's a shooter. What do you reckon? 60? Oh, it was probably a bit more than 60 in the end.
70? Yeah.
Anyway, I've gone, I can't see it. Then I spotted a hind, and he goes, I can still see it. And I'm going, well, you shooting it or not? And he goes, oh, we'll have a look how big it is. And then I saw the tips and I'm just going, if you're not shooting that, fucking I am. Anyway, what a champion. Fuck, this is a monster deer. No tracking job needed. Oh, this one's not suffering any sort of ground shrinkage. Wow.
Ah,
Oh, wow. That is a fucking monster. Holy Jesus.
ah.
Oh.
Fucking tops on him.
Oh. Oh. That is a good deer. We left an hour before daylight this morning from the vehicle. We hiked in a couple of hours. Rained majority of the way in. I had wet weather gear on, but I don't know. It can only handle so much. And anyway, it started coming in, and my legs started getting wet, and then that ran down into my boots. But anyway, we made it into camp. We set up camp in the rain, and I just said to Youngie, I'm just going to sit here and wait for it to peter out. It's forecast to sort of stop raining by lunchtime, so I figured we'll just wait out the rain and have a real good afternoon hunt, because the deer that we have seen walking in are just quiet. Hasn't had a lot of hunting pressure in here at all by the look of it. Anyway, so yeah, we probably hung around camp for half an hour, and lo and behold, it stopped raining, so I got some dry clothes on, and I wringed out my socks a bit, started to feel a little bit better, and so we decided we'd just come along this flat here, and there's usually a big log jam on the river where we can get across and hunt a big system up on the other side there. But anyway, last time we were in here, it was not long after the fires, and the regrowth was only just coming through, and the deer were a bit scattered. So we basically just gave it the 12 months to recover, and look at the feed here now. Like, the deer are just fat, big, solid deer, this boy. And the couple of hinds we've seen were big, solid deer too. So obviously the feed in here is giving them a good run and growing some good antlers. Anyway, we're coming across this flat here, and we were sort of making it to the log jam. We weren't hunting really, we're just mooching along, but we had commented on how much sign there was along the flat, and you'd nearly expect them to be on the flat. I think it was about 10 o'clock. I was in front, and Youngie goes, "Stag!" So I've just pulled up. Luckily, I was right near a tree, so I've just slipped in behind a tree. And he goes, "It's a shooter, and it's in range." And I've like just poked my head out around a tree, and I just saw backline. I'm like, "Yep." Put the gun on it, and it's walked out. It's bloody hind. And he goes, "No, not that one. Stag's over there." And I've gone, "Oh, I can't see it. You shoot it." And he's like, "Oh, we'll just see how big it is first." And then I've poked around the other side of the tree, and I've just seen the tops on this thing. And I'm going, "Are you shooting that or not?" And he goes, "Oh, I don't know." I said, "Well, I'll shoot it." He goes, "Yeah, well, yep, if you can take a shot." Anyway, he was just sort of following along behind this hind. The hind had come through a little open patch, and I'm like, "Oh, I know what these things are like. You just don't give him a chance." So I was following him through the scrub, and he stopped, and I think Mark had just moved to the side a little bit, and he was actually lining him up, because I think he'd seen the size of him. And he sort of looked like he might have been watching us for a bit, but then he just kept mooching along. I'm like, "I'm not going to wait for you to get in that clear, and I'm just going to shoot you on the walk." Probably an 80-metre shot, if that. Deer are honking at me. And bloody hell, put the crosshairs, had the red dot on him. There's whop. And you can see the shot in some of these photos I'll put up for you. Perfect shot. 270 grain eld-x straight through him. Buckled him, jumped. Probably went maybe 30 metres, maybe, not even. And yeah, down he went. And have a look at this. This is an Australian moose, isn't it? Look at it. That's by far the best deer I've ever shot. He's not super long, but he's super wide, and he's got some massive, massive inners. I don't know how long they are. They're bloody 11 or 12 inch inners. big bodied deer too. On this fire regen, like, you really can't go wrong. You really need to pay attention to the fire regen. Just creates big deer. This is a pretty pleasant walk back to camp at lunchtime. Good head on the shoulders. Got his eye fillets and his tongue. We're in here for a couple more days, so might as well eat a bit of him. We're a long way in. But, gotta love getting into these remote spots where you can find deer like this mooching around on the flats at 10 o'clock in the morning. Granted, it is a nice wet day, so they're probably, you know, more susceptible to staying on the flats when it's quiet and wet. Just walking back through that flat there where I shot him on. It's covered in sign. But yeah, pretty happy. It's always hard to light a fire when it's been raining. Normally cheat and bring a bloody fire lighter, but I've only got newspaper this time. That was a mistake. I've finally got it going. Just got to keep drying the wood out as we go. Had a fair bit of rain, not shitloads, but probably 10 mil. Get this going and get a good coal base on it. It's my fly. Youngie's little tent. It's going to be good to dry out some pants. So someone asked me the other day on the channel, what gear do I use on a solo backpack hunt? So this is not a solo, but the gear doesn't change. A bit of eye fillet and tongue for tea tonight. So I run this lightweight fly, Cedar Summit. It's the 3x3 metre one. Now it weighs about 350 grams. I do run these little like steel picket aluminium pegs, and I run black diamond walking poles, which I use as much as I can if the bush will allow. If it gets a bit scrubby, then they get packed away, but you need them to put up this fly. Then I've got a heavy duty space blanket. Always put silver side up, helps reflect your body heat back into you. I've got a Cedar Summit ultralight insulated mattress, insulated because I'm always on the ground. I've started running this Soul or Survive Outdoors Longer bivvy. It's waterproof. They say it's breathable, but it just adds extra warmth to your sleeping bag. which my sleeping bag is only a -7. So when it gets proper cold, that adds like another 5 degrees or something. What else have we got here that's hiking gear? I just run one of these for cooking with, little screw-on gas burner, lightweight. That's all I bring. Saw for chopping up skulls. Gotta love a wet camp, eh? She's going good now though. Trying to dry out some of my gear without burning it. Fairly well melted my gaiters, but I just saved them, I think. The trendy camp boots. Yeah, so another thing that I take hiking now is this little collapsible chair. And you might say, you don't need a chair, sit on a log, sit on the ground. That thing is that comfy, and as it turns out, it's a good clothesline too. Had to come away from the fire. There's a bit of weather coming. Bit of wind, a bit more rain. Oh well. Bit of fried up tongue. Kind of smells like lamb.
Chews like rubber.
It's a bit chewy, but it's edible. Next time I'll bring salt.
Yeah, garlic salt probably wouldn't be bad.
What did you think of it, Youngie?
Yeah, it was alright.
Wouldn't probably take it home though, would
No.
ya? And we probably need to be in the bush a little bit longer than one morning.
Yeah.
Then it'll be a bit better.
Yeah.
We're going to head out today because we've pretty much stirred up all the deer on this side of the river and shot that good one, and the river's come up a bit, so it's made it a bit harder to get across on the other side. So we're just going to sneak out today, take our time and have a look at another one of our spots on the way out. So yeah, that's the end of this hunt. She's a heavy pack today. Oh, but I'm not complaining. Just a quick tip for packing. I always carry my sleeping bag, mattress and my fly down in the bottom section of my pack. Then I put my food, cooking gear and any of that heavy sort of stuff in the centre, and I try to balance it left to right, and then I just stuff my spare clothes and stuff on top. That way you don't have anything heavy tipping you over when you're sort of on the side of a hill, or trying to get under a log or over a log or something. And and the other thing is, when I'm carrying out ahead, always like to have the antlers down, slips through the bush a little bit better. And if someone happens to see you walking through the bush, it's not white antler tips sticking up and some silly bugger shoots you. And try not to have too much stuff clipped on, dangling around, because sometimes you get to where you're going and it's not there anymore. But anyway, we're just having a bit of a break on the way out. We're about halfway out now. She's pretty heavy. But anyway, it's all good.
Saddling up, ready to cross the river. Pretty cold down there. Up a little bit on the day before. And he's all over. Yep, cold you reckon?
I keep a photograph in which we were in love, caught in your eyes, waiting for the sunrise. I barely even knew who you were. What did you do? I didn't care, 'cause you were perfect, I swear. But somebody told me that